it came from one of the best of all time. We fought a great fight, close fight, and you know, the warrior know each other, and I respect him, his story. He one of the best of all time, and we fought very well. And yeah, it's good comments.
Brilliant. All the best for your fight.
Sorry. Thank you.
All the
Thank you.
all the
Thank you.
best.
Good afternoon, Thiago. Bem-vindo ao PFL. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon. I'm good. Thank you.
Hey, I just wanted to, by the way, this is Jay Christian Gary of Focus Fights Audio. I just wanted to ask a couple of questions if that was okay with you. First of all, when it comes down to this being your PFL debut, considering you fought 23 times elsewhere in an octagon in some way, how does the difference in atmosphere, considering this will be your first non UFC fight since 2012, how do you think the difference in atmosphere will feel for you stepping into a new promotion for the first time in almost a dozen years?
Yeah, I'm gonna feel Saturday night, but I'm already very excited. I think the difference gonna be about everything new. No new promotion, new opponents. I have a very tough guy to meet, so I'm very excited for that. And yeah, it's gonna be a fresh blood. You know what I mean? So I'm very excited for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And another question I want to ask is when it comes down to your career earnings as opposed to what Tapology put out, it says that you're at about 2 grand shy of a million. If you win this tournament, well, if you obviously win 3 times in impressive fashion and then go on to win the title, you'll earn more than you have earned in your career earnings at $1 million. What will winning that $1 million, not just the PFL light heavyweight title, mean to you?
The light heavyweight title, PFL title, for me mean to be a champion on a great promotion. And that most important for me is keep doing what I love to do. I love to fight, and God give me opportunities to keep doing what I love. I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy to keep fighting. Even I had big injuries on my body, so I'm still able to do what I love to do. I'm blessed. Sure, I want to get 1 million, but I'm not here because of money. But sure, I want to get 1 million. 1 million gonna, you know, make my life better, my life's my family's life better. So, but that's it. It's not like most important. It's important to my legacy.
Okay, other than that, obrigado, no problem, how, and boa suerte on Saturday, brother.
Obrigado.
Hey, Thiago, this is Penn Recorder from Combat Sports UK. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Great to hear. How excited are you for a fresh start, right? New promotion, new cage, new list of fighters. Are you ready for this fresh start? And how excited are you to step in that cage on Saturday night?
More than ready and very excited for that.
Great to hear. And I want to ask you as well, last time out against Jamal Hill, it was a very competitive fight as long as it lasted. I think we got to see the aggressive Thiago Santos. And I think a lot of fans love that. Is that what you're bringing into this one as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. I feel ready. I'm prepared very well. And yeah, I want on Saturday put in the show and show to everyone that Thiago Santos arrived in the PFL.
One last question from me. Rob Wilkinson said today that we haven't seen your power in a while since the John Jones loss and that your style has changed. Do you have a message for him about what he said and for Saturday night?
Man, I don't have too much to do. I respect all my opponents. If he think like that, he gonna see Saturday night. and then after fight he can say if he gonna feel or not.
Great to hear, man. I'm super excited for the fight. Good luck on Saturday night, man.
Thank you.
Sit down or?
Jonathan Ramlakan, Five Reasons Sports. Hey, Brendan. Looking at the history of the PFL, of course, there's only been 4 champions to repeat so far. What would you have to do to make yourself the fifth?
Just have to put in another great season, just like last one. If anything, to go off my last 2 fights, then we're in for another great season, aren't we?
You did actually performed really well in those 2 fights. Honestly, pretty flawless in those performances. Now, even looking that flawless, you want to come back with maybe some new wrinkles or some new layers in your game. What were you able to add in the offseason to maybe improve or sharpen some of those tools?
I just stayed consistent with the work that got me to where I am, the coaches that got me to where I am, and I believe I've put in the best camp ever, and I'm about to show it on Saturday night.
Awesome, mate. Appreciate your time, my man, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Thanks very much. And Brendan, you are now the man with the target on your back coming into this season. Is the mentality any different in terms of coming back and looking to do this a second time?
No, definitely not. At the end of the day, they say there's a target, but when has there not been a target? Like, you know what I mean? We're having a fist fight in a cage. You're obviously the target. So a lot of people say, like, you're the man to beat now, but I was always the man to beat in this organization. So there's nothing's changed around here.
And last year we saw the league go over to the UK. We've seen the launch of PFL Europe. The regular season is going to be, from the looks of it, in Vegas and Atlanta again. But are you hopeful to be fighting back at home in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I keep putting it out there. Me and Mov lead final, Manchester Arena. Like, you don't ask, you don't get. So let's see.
Well, I think that would be absolutely fantastic. And as far as kicking off the season now, have you changed up anything after the success of last year?
I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? So that's exactly the mantra that I'm taking into this season.
Sounds good. Well, best of luck in the fight. Looking forward to it.
Thank you, my man.
Patrick. Hey, Brandon, this is Pat McCoy from Combat Sports UK. How you doing today?
Hi, Pat.
Last time out, we saw you win the $1 million. I want to ask you if you're willing to say, what was the first thing you bought with the big check?
I drove Route 66. That was my first little investment. It was brilliant. It's on my bucket list. And then I bought an apartment in Dubai, which I'll live in when all this shit is said and done, and live happily ever after.
And did you try and bring the check back through the airport? What did they say when you tried to squeeze it through security?
Do you know what? God bless my mum, right? She was like, I'm not leaving without this. I'm like, Mum, we'll just get a new one, mate. She's like, no, I'm taking this one. Somehow she managed to get it through the airport, so fair play to her.
And I noticed on your social media, you've been training out in Thailand with the likes of Muhammad Makayev, Darren Till, Hamza Messiah, Hamzat Shemaev, and Kane Musa. How have they helped you become an even better fighter than you already are?
They're all my boys. It was just nice to have my boys around me for this camp and be with all the Manx, the English, the Scousers. Chimaev had his team there. It was great, man. What a camp this was.
That's great to hear. And one last question from me. You faced off with Marlon Moraes a few times now. What's the energy you're feeling off him? He's been saying he wants a war. He's ready to go to battle. What energy are you feeding off of him right now?
You want to go to war, bro? Let's go. That's it.
That's great to hear. Super excited for the fight. Good luck on Saturday night, my friend.
Thank you.
Mike Owens.
Fucking hell, lad.
Hello, Brendan. Mike Owens here.
How
What's
are we?
happening, lad? How you doing, mate? You okay?
Yeah, good. What's happening, Mike? What have you got for me?
Just one question, mate. I was wondering if you catch the PFL Europe, the first show in Newcastle, and if you think that Dakota getting the win and Lewis McGrillen getting the win makes the thoughts of Manchester Arena even more likely, or is it all about the main man?
No, 100%. Like, come on. Like now it makes it always made sense, but now it makes double sense. We got loads of crazy monks knocking around this PFL now, so why not?
And just last one from me, mate. You've always talked about how we're built different in Manchester, we're built different in the northwest. Can you just elaborate on that to all the other reporters? What makes the northwest of England a little bit different than everyone else?
I don't know what it is, mate. We're from fighting cities, aren't we? Manchester and Liverpool. We're just fighting cities. We're born and bred to do this, and I just think with the level of boxing that comes out of them two cities, with the Smith brothers, Tyson Fury, Crawler, and all these people from Manchester and Liverpool that have come there, I think now we're starting to breed the MMA, and that's why you have like me, Lewis, and Dakota.
Top man. See you soon, mate. All the best.
See you, brother.
Anik Subramanian, Fightbook MMA. Brendan, through all your interviews, you've inspired so many people with so many different stories over the last year specifically. You've had such a long journey to becoming world champion last year. Could you tell me what the most satisfying part of winning it all was?
Good question. I've had it like I go through three different things. Like, was it the belt? Was it the money? Or was it the performance? And if I'm brutally honest, I think it was a combination of all three. I couldn't put my finger on one thing that meant the most, but to be able to negate Bubba's wrestling, then to get $1 million, and then to win a belt, like I couldn't separate which one meant more to me.
That's amazing. Well deserved. And one other question from me. Marlon Moraes has fought everyone in the world. What do you think is the biggest challenge that he will pose?
Marlon's fought everyone in the world. He literally has, though. Literally, you hit the nail on the head. He's a dynamic, explosive striker. He's, I call him the best 3-minute fighter in the world. He's going to go absolutely berserk for 3 minutes, and then Brendan will take over.
Sounds good. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Kyle Diamond from VMTV. How's it going, mate?
Yes, brother.
We've just had the PFL Europe's first event in Newcastle over the last weekend. How does it feel to represent the UK in the PFL, which you've been doing since you've joined the promotion? But now it really feels like you're spearheading a big push for them back home.
I'm just really happy that it's grown to that level now, that they've expanded into this side of the world. I always told them that it would work over there. And we went to London, we sold it out. It was a 6 show. And then now they've done the Newcastle. And I'm just so glad that they're broadening the horizons and that we're growing together.
It was a big emotional moment for you winning the finals. I know that you love to train all the time. How much time did you give yourself off?
No, I had some real time off this time. I really did. I actually forgot about fighting for a little bit, which is very unlike me. And it's something that I've not done in, 16 years of being in this sport. So it was nice to really deload, take in the moment, enjoy it, and then feel really refreshed and revitalized for this season.
The two guys that you beat last year to make it to winning the world title, Bubba Jenkins and Chris Wade, are facing off in a rematch on the same event. How do you see that their rematch plays out?
I just seen Bubba outside and I had a word with him. I was like, listen, bro, stop getting so emotional about Chris Wade. Like, don't let him get in your head. Just fight your fight. You know what I mean? So let's see how that one plays out. It's interesting. Bubba's striking's improved a hell of a lot since he fought Wade last time. I'm actually really excited for that fight as a fan. I really am.
You mentioned the Bubba fight then, which was a tough fight. You had to go through a lot of adversity to get to that final round, but it kind of feels like if you were going to win it, it had to be that way for you. Is that fair to say?
Oh, mate, that picture of me covered in blood, Madison Square Garden, getting raised up by my coach, 4th round knockout. I mean, if I could have wrote a script for a movie, that's how I would have wrote it.
Oh, for sure, mate. All the best for the fight.
Thank you.
Hey, Brendan, good to talk to you again, my man. I want to say hi, champ, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. You know, they got to at least let you hold it for the interview here, man. Come on.
I know I don't even know if I'm champion. I don't know if it's the defense. I don't know if it's I don't know what's going on around here.
It's a new year, and that means a new season for the PFL, right? Can you tell us a little bit about your mindset heading into this first matchup specifically? Are you looking to really make a statement, given it's your first fight back from winning the belt, or is there a part of you that's like, you know, it's the first fight of the season, no need to do anything crazy here? What are you thinking?
No, I'm always looking to make a statement. You close the door and lock me in there with another human being, I'm always going to try and take him out as quick as possible, and that's the plan.
You've talked earlier this week about securing your legacy. You now have the money, you've now had the belt. What does legacy mean for Brendan Loughnane? Is it as simple as back-to-back PFL world titles?
Big names like Marlon. I need big names. I need big fights. I need big arenas. I need sellouts. That's the type of stuff that I'm looking for now.
Perfect. And you mentioned driving Route 66. I got to say, that was a dream of my grandfather as well. Unfortunately, he was never able to live out that dream. Maybe after the season's over, you can give us a trip report so I can read it and plan mine out for next year, huh?
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but it was incredible. I'm glad that I did it. You know, straight after the fight as well. Like when my phone was going, everyone wanted to talk and all these reporters and everything. And I just deloaded, put myself in a camper van, drove for 8 days, and really, like, you know, when you're driving for like 8 hours at a time and you're just staring at mountains and you really start to reflect on what actually went on. And it was a great time for reflection for myself.
That's awesome. And then lastly, from me, were you able to spend any time back home after such a busy season? Were you able to go back to Manchester? And if so, how was that reception now that you've etched your name into that list of UK world champions?
Yeah, I went back. It was only for 6 days though. So after this fight, I'm going to go back, get a bit of time with my family. Um, I'm really looking forward to that. I've not seen them all since like early December last year. So I'm well overdue a catch up back at home with my mum, my dog, all my friends and family. I can't wait.
Sounds good, Brendan. Appreciate the time, man. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you on Saturday.
Thank you, brother.
Jay Christian.
Hey, Brendan, J. Christian Gary of Focus Fights Audio. How you doing, chap?
Hello, my man.
Hey, I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions, if that was okay. I know that you got your fight coming up with Marlon Moraes, but considering the fact that you're kind of something still coming off of that win over Bubba Jenkins and still have issues with Chris Wade, do you have any ill will towards either of them, Wade or Jenkins?
No, I got it settled in the cage like a man. We had a fist fight and now it's all settled.
Okay, understood. Now, coming into this season, considering the fact that you're going to be coming into this season to repeat as PFL Featherweight champion and add some more $1 million road stories to your journey, what do you hope to inspire? I mean, how do you hope to inspire younger fighters who look up to you?
I mean, if my story is anything to go by, it's just a story of perseverance and never giving up. Started this sport at 15 years old. It took me to 33 to get a world title. So there was plenty of times in there that I could have stopped and give up. You know, when I lost last year to Mob Lead, when I got told that I wasn't good enough to be in the UFC, when I got robbed on the first world title that I fought 4 years ago. So there was plenty of times that I could have just turned around and stopped, but I didn't. I persevered, and hard work pays off.
Okay, and finally, when it comes down to, I mean, I don't want to ask how many years you got left on your career. You probably could fight till you're 50. But when it's all said and done, when you hung up the gloves, what would you want people to remember about your career and how it went?
I just want to be known as that tough Mancunian English kid that never ever give up.
Okay, other than that, good luck on Saturday against Marlon Moraes, mate.
Thank you. Nice and simple. Love that.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. All right, guys. Hope you can hear me a little better. That wraps up Media Day. I will get this recording emailed to you guys very shortly in a Dropbox link. Thank you all for joining. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Miss Cox.
Recording